FNaF movie is less than a month away, and while we already have multiple animatronics confirmed for the movie, why don't we speculate on some possible appearances of other animatronics? Yo, what's up gamers, it's me, KipsterMc, and to celebrate the release of the FNaF movie, all my videos this month are going to be FNaF related. I call it FNaF Month. Yeah, original name, I know. And to start off with FNaF Month, I'm going to speculate on 5 animatronics that could be appearing in the FNaF movie and are not yet confirmed. So, 3 rules. Rule number 1, animatronics that have already been confirmed in the marketing are not going to be included on this list. So, no Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, Golden Freddy, or Spring Bonnie. Well, might make an exception in the list. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Rule number 2, they have to be animatronics who an appearance from would make sense in the movie. So, as much as I want to see DJ Music Man in live action eventually, the first movie is way too early to introduce him. And rule number 3, if a character is supposedly confirmed in leaks, I'm not counting that. And to start off the list, our first animatronic is going to be Balloon Boy. Why do I think that he could appear in the movie? Because in the first trailer, we see a shot of Abby, Mike's sister, looking at some of the drawings on the wall. And on one of these drawings, you can clearly see Balloon Boy, meaning that he exists in the film universe, which means that if he is confirmed to exist, it's pretty likely that he could appear in some way, whether that's in a flashback, an old video, or like Mike one night just like walks into the parts and service room and sees the old Balloon Boy just laying there motionless, because I highly doubt Balloon Boy's possessed. Trust me, nobody would ever want to possess Balloon Boy. Nobody would. So yeah, since we already know that Balloon Boy will exist in this universe, that actually makes him the most likely unconfirmed animatronic to appear, because we at least know he exists, unlike other animatronics who could potentially appear who we don't know yet could exist. Speaking of FNaF 2 animatronics, our second animatronic is going to be the Puppet. Now, while Balloon Boy is already known to exist in this universe, the Puppet, on the other hand, not quite. But given how important a role the Puppet plays in the games, being the one to give the animatronics life by helping the kids possess the animatronics, and maybe or maybe not putting the kids in the suits, it's more likely that the Puppet was the one who put the kids in the suits, but there are still fans who theorize that it was William Afton who did it. And since the Puppet plays such an important role in the games, and is also possessed by the daughter of one of the co-founders of Freddy's, who may or may not be William's first victim, it's not clear. I personally think so, but if you disagree, that's okay. Then it would make sense to include the Puppet in the movies. Now, if the Puppet does appear, I feel like it would probably be a smaller role that would then get expanded on in the second and third films, since this is probably going to become a trilogy by the end. Much like the games were supposed to be when Star Kaufman started making sequels. I said supposed to be. But I still think that there's a good chance of the Puppet appearing due to how important a role that animatronic plays in the games. Though story-wise, it would just make sense for the adaptation of the games to include such an important character. Now, for the third animatronic, I don't know if this one at number 4 are going to be cheating or not, but for a third, I'm going to say Fredbear. Now, I know Golden Freddy is already confirmed to be in the trailer, and Golden Freddy and Fredbear may or may not be the same. Games are kind of confusing on that, actually, because on one hand, like, Fredbear's got the purple bow tie and hat, while for Golden Freddy it's black instead. And it's FNaF. Contradictory or confusing information is kind of part of the franchise. It's not FNaF without confusing or contradictory information, am I right? Or time-traveling ball pits, apparently. But yeah, if Golden Freddy is just Fredbear at a later point, then Fredbear could still appear in a flashback before becoming Golden Freddy. Or if they're 2 separate animatronics, you can still include Fredbear in a flashback, but also include Fredbear in the present, too. And I feel like, given how important Fredbear's Family Diner is, being the first location that Henry and William create before Freddy Fazbear's, a flashback to Fredbear's seems like it would fit right into the story. And speaking of Fredbear's Family Diner, We already know that Spring Bonnie is appearing in the film in some form. However, that form is damaged on the right side, probably from age due to being locked away for many years. However, if we do get scenes set in the past at Fredbear's family diner, whether they're flashbacks or old recordings, that means that for number 4, we could end up seeing an undamaged version of Spring Bonnie. Yeah, that's why I was questioning if 3 and 4 were kind of cheating a bit, since their characters are technically confirmed, but I'm referring to forms of them that aren't confirmed. But yeah, it's basically just a similar story with Fredbear. Plus, also, we could see the undamaged form of Spring Bonnie being used by William in flashbacks during the missing children's incident, if that incident does get shown on screen to some extent. I don't think the movie will actually include shots of him killing the kids, because it's PG-13. That might be a bit much for a PG-13 film. Just a bit. Or it would, like, cut away off screen or something. But regardless, if we are showing flashbacks of the missing children's incident, that could be another opportunity for us to see an undamaged version of Spring Bonnie. And that just leaves one final spot left on this list. That spot is going to be to a sequel hook animatronic appearing at the end. Most likely either right before the credits roll or a post-credits scene. Leaning more towards the post-credits scene, since it seems like every movie needs a mid or post-credits scene these days. There are 2 most likely candidates for this, and also why am I saying that there's going to be a sequel hook character? Well, Matthew Lillard, the actor playing William Afton, well, who we are like 99% certain is playing William Afton, even though he's credited as another character, but William Afton using a fake name isn't something entirely new. Dave Miller. But Matthew Lillard said that he's signing a 3-picture deal, or they signed a 3-picture deal when he took on the role of someone other than William Afton, apparently, but we all know that he's William Afton. Which means that if this movie is successful enough, it's going to get a trilogy. So obviously, if there are already plans for a 2nd and 3rd film, there's gonna be some kind of sequel hook at the end to tease that 2nd film. And our 2 options for that sequel bait character, or sequel hook, I guess either term could apply. Our 2 options for that sequel hook character would be Springtrap, since Spring Bonnie's already in the film, and we know William Afton will be wearing the Spring Bonnie suit, or Circus Baby, since I feel like a sequel adapting Sister Location is on the cards. Also, Matt had himself theorized a Circus Baby sequel hook appearance in his Film Theory FNaF episode. His theory about the potential sequel hook, watch that Film Theory episode if you haven't seen it and need context. It seems pretty plausible. In fact, between Springtrap or Circus Baby as that 5th character who will serve as a sequel hook, I feel like Circus Baby is more likely, not just because of Matt Pat's theory, but also I feel like it would make most sense to save Springtrap for the 3rd film. Now, why save Springtrap for the 3rd film instead of the 2nd? Well, William Afton's the big bad of the franchise, and Springtrap is his most well-known form, so it would make more sense for the most well-known form of the big bad to appear in the final film of the trilogy as basically the final obstacle to defeat. But that leaves us with an antagonist-shaped hole for the 2nd movie, and who would make most sense to fill that? Circus Baby, because Sister Location is the only game that could really fit into a 2nd film. So yeah, those are the 5 unconfirmed animatronics who I think are most likely to appear in the FNaF movie. Balloon Boy, the Puppet, Fredbear, Undamaged Spring Bonnie, and Circus Baby. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below your thoughts, what you agree with on the list, what you disagree with, who you think is most likely to appear, who you think is least likely to appear, and who just some fun little random ideas of animatronics you would like to see in at least a film someday, maybe not the 1st film. You know, like whether you want to see like DJ Music Man in live action. Yeah, that's all I gotta say for this list. See you all later and have a great FNaF month, or FNaF movie month.